The Destiny community's torn yet again, no surprise there. I'm talking about the Renegades expansion that comes out in December. And yes, we are getting 2 expansions this year, which is completely different than what they've done in the past. They want to experiment, good on them, like Edge of Fate, changing a lot of core systems, which is really good. And they said they want to really push what Destiny can be. So it's kind of exciting to see what that looks like. And for me, honestly, I'm kind of more excited for Renegades than I am for Age of Fate, just because of stuff they said. Not necessarily because it's a Star Wars theme, and that's mainly kind of what we're talking about, is why the community's torn, and also what I think Renegades could potentially be, even though these expansions aren't going to be nearly as big as like the final shape, but each one is still going to be quite large, and together we're getting 2 now. 1 raid with 1 dungeon with 1, and then together they're a lot bigger than something like the final shape. So we're getting more content, feels like. It's yet to be seen, so we will find out about that. I'll go over the Edge of Fate stuff in another video, but right now I'm kind of focused on Renegades because I am a little excited, little copium going on, you know. The main reason people are torn is because it is Star Wars themed, but I'm going to show you guys the like gameplay reveal, 30-second trailer, and then also show you what Bungie was actually saying about it and why I think it's not really. It'll look like Star Wars a little bit, but it's not going to be Star Wars. There's not going to be Star Wars characters. Also, my copium brain is going to try to tell you guys what I think is going to be in the Renegades, and it might be a little too hype, so I don't know if it's gonna happen. Let's take a look at this first little trailer, 37 seconds. Yeah, so far everything, like, very Star Wars themed. It reminds me of when Darth Vader was on the ship, that like trailer they dropped for Darth Vader appearing on the ship, and he has that like very dark outline. Everything's very red, but in this first frame you see a blaster on the ground. I'm wondering if these are gonna be just kind of like weapon skin type things, or if they're actually going to be new archetypes, or if they'll just be current archetypes with, they just look Star Warsy. Because if that's the case, then are we going to see blasters being like shot around? I don't know, like laser beams. Yeah, this is very like Darth Vader-esque right here. Is that a stormtrooper? We do have stormtrooper skins in the game, so that makes sense, I guess. But I really hope there's not actual stormtroopers. That wouldn't be Bungie themed. That would make them liars. Hold on, I think, is this? That's a lightsaber handle, right? It's not a gun. The first time I saw that, I thought it was a blaster, but it looks kind of like the hilt of a lightsaber. Okay, that's like the Han Solo blaster. That looks like Ariana Val. I wonder if it's just Ariana Val skin. That'd be kind of funny. Or maybe it's just a brand new archetype, like a new hand cannon archetype. That'd be cool. We got a lightsaber. I think the lightsabers look cool, and I've always said they should be in Destiny. Just, you know, makes sense. And these are 2. These look the same. Both these blasters look the same. This guy kind of looks like a droid. The Titan looks like a droid. This guy looks like, the hunter looks like a bounty hunter, and he kind of looks like a Jedi. This is kind of interesting. You take a few things from this. Like, is this the next destination? It's going to be like a wasteland. Is this in our system? Are we going somewhere else? Are the 9 going to show us in this upcoming expansion how to like go outside of our system? We're going to find a new galaxy far, far away. Yeah, very Star Wars. These down here, I'm wondering if they're going to be new Star Wars themed racers. They don't look like pod racers. They're probably just like normal speeders. Maybe they'll bring back sparrow racing. Doubt it. And then right here, it's interesting because they got Lucasfilm. Since Bungie's owned by Sony now, it's like, I wonder if they have more people to be working on this kind of stuff too. But December, I think it's early December. We're getting a reveal in September. So our full reveal will be in September after the new expansion's been out for a while. So let's jump into the actual, what they said on their live stream, which there's quite a bit. I'm just gonna jump ahead to it right around here, I think.
We're going to have a dedicated reveal for Renegades in September alongside our major update, Ash and Iron. But earlier we were talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting and innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate.
So this I find pretty exciting. Like on one hand, you have the community who's like, oh, this is gonna be just, you guys are ripping off Star Wars, you guys can't think of anything. But on the other hand, it's like, they're gonna get experimental. We've been wanting this for a long time. It's been pretty stale the way they've been doing stuff. So I think this is exciting.
What I can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about it later, is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more.
Remember the social mechanics.
More importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with.
This is definitely Destiny story, not Star Wars, which I would assume that means no Star Wars characters. But when she says that, and you look out here on the additions, you can get skins for Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, and General Grievous, which they look pretty cool, but we already had skins for like Stormtroopers and the Imperial Knights and all that. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's not too immersion breaking. Hopefully they don't actually have any Star Wars characters in the game. That might ruin it a little bit.
For years to come. It is an essential Fate saga story, and it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start. It's a universe that all of us here on the couch grew up with, as well as everyone else at the studio and millions of you back at home too. It is a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
Okay, Robbie, what did we just see?
Yeah, so that's Renegades, which is coming out this December. And to really drive it home here, Renegades is a one-of-a-kind Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration from other genres like dark fantasy or cosmic horror, Renegades takes the space western vibe and aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately, it's created a new lawless frontier that is emerging within Seoul. And so, like, we're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside the free major update with Ash and Iron.
Yeah, so Destiny 2 Renegades. God, this lightsaber looks sick. All we've seen so far is a blaster and a lightsaber. All right, I'm going to talk about what I think could potentially happen. So there's a few things, like what they're saying. It's new social. They're going to experiment. So that's a big one. New social stuff, which if we're thinking about it, it's like, what really could they do social-wise? There's two things that really come to mind social-wise. Is one, they add some type of housing in the game, or guild housing. So you could show off like your triumphs within your house or your guild house. Either or would be cool. The community's been asking for a long time for that kind of stuff. So some type of new social element could either lean that way. And there's another direction that they could completely go with the social aspect, which has to do with this word lawless. Now, when I see that word, I'm thinking no rules, it's free. When they were talking about Renegades, they were saying how it will be lawless, a lawless new zone. There's going to be a new type of currency, which is the Star Wars currency, basically. And there's also going to be factions, and that's kind of curious because if there's factions, depending on how many, I would assume 2 or 3. Let's say there's 3 factions, right? What if you could align yourself with a faction that has different rewards, and there is a lawless zone where if you're with that faction and you go into this lawless zone to do something and you run across someone from a different faction, you guys are just flagged up and you can straight up murder each other. It's like a open world PvP zone, basically. Which would be kind of weird because that's when Marathon comes out and that's what that game's about. So it'd be a little competition to Marathon, which wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. But when I hear lawless, when I hear factions, new social elements, it's like, are they trying to cook up some type of, you join a faction, you go into a lawless zone and you kill each other? I mean, that's the copium me talking, so I could be way off, but that would be very cool. And that would go along with the theme of Star Wars. It'd go along with the theme of like what they want to do, like they want to innovate. So if we had like an open world PvP zone, even just two factions, like a light side faction, a dark side faction, which would be very Star Wars themed, like Jedi and Sith factions, you know. Maybe one faction you can only get the red lightsaber, which doesn't really correspond with a whole lot because we don't have a red subclass yet. We're not getting a red subclass in Renegades. We could get a new subclass the year after, I feel like. I feel like these two are setting up kind of stuff going forward. Yeah, that's my take on Renegades. I'll do a video on Edge of Fate. There's a lot going on with Edge of Fate. And Ash of Iron is very cool. And we know nothing about these words, Shadow and Order, which kind of leans into the Sith stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think Renegades will be in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.